Welcome back to another episode of the Hardcore Casual with your boy Base the Kid. As always, please like and subscribe, share with a friend, a colleague, a relative, an associate, an enemy, anything in between. I appreciate all the views. This one's not actually going to be that long. There's a couple of bits to talk about. One thing in particular that I really want to speak about. I'm going to give some overall thoughts. This video's coming out a little later than I wanted it to, so apologies for that. But yeah, otherwise, let's get into it. So Zhilei Joyce has officially activated the rematch clause for the Zhilei fight. Now, the interesting thing about the rematch clause that he has is that the fight doesn't have to be next. It can be either Zhang's next fight or the fight after that, which means that if Zhilei actually still wants to have the Tyson Fury fight in July, he's actually able to do so. I don't think he would lose the interim WBO title if he were to lose to Tyson Fury. He may actually keep that because it's not the WBO belt that he's going for. Therefore, it wouldn't be a consolidation. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how that works, but that's what I've seen in the rematch clause itself, which also means that Zhilei Joyce can have a fight before, or even a couple of fights before. He has to fight Zhilei within his next couple of fights. So depending on when Zhilei goes out next, then that would mean that he is actually able to, if he wanted to, say he got another 2 fights in within sort of the next 5 months and Zhang only had 1, then he could say, well, yeah, your next one has to be against me, and I guess at this particular date. So it's a very interesting rematch clause. I've heard of them before, where you have a clause where you can fight someone within sort of a certain time frame, within a certain number of fights. I think the Canelo Alvarez and Dimitri Bivol rematch clause is something similar to that. Didn't have to be an immediate one, but there is a clause saying you will have to run it back at a certain point. And I think the initial thing was, if you don't do it after a certain amount, then it's after a certain amount of time, then it's up to the winning party to decide if they will revisit the rematch under certain terms or something like that. So I'm not 100% sure about that, but yeah, either way, that rematch clause has been reactivated. Now personally, I mean, look, it was all he could really do. You can't take a beating like that and then go back to the drawing board when there's so many different people in the queue. There's so many different mandatories that need to be called. These belts may not get fragmented at any point in the near future, and ultimately you got to kind of run it back. Now, do I think he can do better in the rematch? I actually do think he can, but do I see him winning it? I just think stylistically this is a bad style matchup. But sometimes you just got to go in there and take your medicine. There was an interview he done earlier on today with IFL TV. I did start watching it, but I haven't finished it as of yet. So I guess we'll see what the what the steps are for that moving forward. But yeah, that rematch has been activated whenever it takes place. Good luck, Joyce. Depending on when and where it is, I may be in attendance for that one, just like I was for the first, but we'll see. Now, for the main reason for this video, it seems like BOXXER withdrew Fraser Clark from the purse bid with Fabio Wardley for the British Heavyweight Championship. Now, this was obviously survived by Eddie Hearn and Frank Smith and a couple other people on Twitter, basically saying that it's a shambles, it's a disgrace that BOXXER would allow one of their stars to basically be prevented from getting their career highest payday to date for a fight, and not even go through with the purse bid, with obviously with the intention of trying to win it for their particular for their fighter. Now, does this communicate fear or concern that their fighter can't win the fight? I mean, probably. But even outside of that, I mean, if you win the purse bid, then you get the favorable details that you want for that particular bout to take place. So to withdraw your guy from it and have him in a fight at York Hall on the 10th of June against an opponent that's 5-3, instead of potentially allowing him to have a fight, what, a month, 5 to 6 weeks after that, 7 weeks after that, for probably 2 times the amount of money, it doesn't look good at all. Now, Ben Shalom was saying several times the other day that, you know, well, Fabio Wardley's a free agent. We made him several offers prior to this, and Sky even did the PR campaign on Twitter saying that a career highest offer was made to Fabio Wardley, to which he responded on Twitter saying, no, it wasn't a career highest, it was actually less than I got paid in my last fight against Michael Coffey. I mean, that in itself is bad, because if they're saying that, you know, they offered a career highest and then he's come back and said, no, that's not actually true at all, they need to do a retraction, because the person themselves out of their own mouth is telling you that what you've just said is factually wrong. And personally, I'm not sure how much of time you really want to, you know, dedicate to that, but you could probably actually sue for you know, libel, which is, it is what it is, I suppose. Now look, outside of this, it's just now making me wonder, like, what's going on with Fraser Clark? Why did they, number one, not want to take that fight now? Is it that they don't want to be dictated to? Is it that they can't afford for him to fight off platform, win, lose or draw? Is it a case that his team are in disagreement with him as to what his trajectory is or where he is in his pro career, or anything else? I mean, I need someone to probably let me know down in the comments, because I can't work out why you skip this. Worst case scenario, you do the purse bid, and then if your guy loses, then you maybe pull out, depending on what the circumstances are, or the terms of the bid, or the date. You know, maybe you say, oh, the date doesn't work, or they've manipulated this, or, but at least go through with it. Like, try to show some willingness on your guy. Worst case scenario, you go through with the purse bid, and then just have him, quote unquote, fake an injury. Say that that he's no longer able to face such a, you know, an important fight, coming off the back of a very small injury or something, but then you can still get to put him in this 10 rounder in June, or not 10 rounder, I think it's a 6 rounder that he's going to be in. It's all weird. I don't know what's going on. I mean, look, you guys remember what I said, what was it, about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago? I don't want to repeat it just yet. I'm going to save that for some short form content that I am looking to upload, hopefully this week or next week. But it doesn't look good at all. And yeah, talk about like making your fighter look bad. It's not the first time either. Something is going on at Sky Sports and BOXXER. I don't know what it is, but it don't look good. Boy, I guess I've got a couple of calls to make, couple of interviews to see if I can arrange, because yeah, this is like the third PR disaster in a row. And that's not even, you know, regarding the fact of the whole 2 weeks between the Liam Smith and Chris Eubank pushback. That wasn't worthy of a segment of itself. That's something that just happened, but it's like 3 bits of bad, well, okay, 1 bit of unfortunate press, and then 2 bits of like bad press and PR, like within the space of a week. It's really not, it's not looking good. They need something massive to turn this around. But look, leave your opinion down below. Let me know what you guys think, and yeah, I'll be in the comments with you. I'm gonna leave it there. I've got a few other things that we will be working on this week, but just to let you guys know, videos may not be as plentiful for the next week or so. I will be going away at the end of next week, and I'm going to be away for a few weeks. So the equipment will come with me, but the output will be very minimal. So I'm just letting you guys know now. I'll let you know in the next video, and the next one moving up. The main stuff, basis picks will be there, weekend wraps will be there, but yeah, in general, I'm not sure about everything else in between, because I may just be having too much fun. But we will come and cross that bridge when we get there. But thank you very much for watching. Please, again, like and subscribe and share with all your colleagues, other associates, and anyone that you think might be interested. And for right now, it's the Hardcore Casual out.